Shalom, my name is Revivi, I'm the mayor of Efrat, and here we are again behind the mayor's desk. This week, again, was a very hectic week. It actually started last Friday with the naming of a new school in Efrat called Ariel, after the late first mayor of Efrat, Moshko. Ariel was his nickname when he was a fighter in the Lehi. On Shabbat, we had an interesting event. There was a traffic accident just outside Efrat, which caused damage to one of the fences around Efrat. Before Shabbat got out, we found out that the ones who did the damage, our Arab neighbors, they fixed it without us even being there present because of Shabbat. It was a busy week also with all the politics going around in Israel, and I'll refer to that in the end. We had the honor of hosting over 150 soldiers, where the neighbors of the Dagan put out a big spread of hamburgers, steaks, hot dogs, sausages, call it whatever you want, in order to show gratitude to the soldiers that came to practice in our region. In Israel, I don't know if you're aware, but we forgot that we had COVID, and we are already more and more getting into gatherings. So it started at the beginning of the week with a gathering with the workers of the Moatzah. It carried on with youth preparing for the summer. There was a special activity in the library to get the kids introduced to getting back to read in the library itself. As the school year is coming towards an end, we have more and more people starting to find out about plans for the summer and preparations for next year. And I said that we were in a political event this week with the forming of a new coalition. And it's interesting because some of the parties, some of the leaders are taking it really bad and coming out with extreme statements and warnings as to this new government. As one who didn't vote for this government, I can definitely say that I share some of the concerns and the worries. But I think one of the things that we need to see is, especially when we read this week's Parashat Korach, is that it seems that the battles over power and leadership throughout the generations were within the people of Israel, whether it was between the different tribes, whether it was between Levi and the priests, and like we read this week, with people who think that Moshe needs to step down and they need to stand up. There's one interesting notion in this parsha. It says, Vayishma Moshe vayipol al panav. When Moshe hears the plan of somebody trying to take over, he falls down and lies on his head. And the interpreters say, what broke Moshe down specifically at this event? He went through many challenges. And it says, as long as he was the leader and he had to protect the instructions and guidelines given by God, he could stand and protect God. But when the accusations were against him personally, he couldn't uphold it anymore, because he understood that anything he will say will be interpreted as if he's protecting himself. I think when we think about leadership, when we think about those who want to lead us, we need to try and find out if they're really representing the truth and they're going after ideals, or it's just something to satisfy their personal need. I hope we'll be blessed with true and strong leaders, and that the people of Israel will be strong enough to go through any challenge. Shabbat Shalom, and hope to see you again.